Be Free, he just felt like he was like, how would I put it now? Like he was in some Western movie, something like that. It was like
Yeah.
I felt like it was in some Western movie. Maybe he was gonna see like horses or like people like with spears and swords and things like that. He was like ready to like get down and like stuff, and it was so beautiful. For him, the only challenge Beef he had was the fact that like the roads were really terrible, and his setup he had a anti-rocket setup. So we were traveling far distances on skate. So he was like, like yo, like I mean, he was like keeping up and everything, but he was like, you guys are really tough, like riding anti-rocket setups, like moving around,
It's not
and we
California.
were moving. Yep, and while moving, there are like buses, dilapidated buses, like blowing smoke on your face, and like market people on the road, like it's all hazy, the way stuff is happening, lots of action, like it's just like so
Yeah.
fast paced and things like that. And that was it. Like it was such a crazy experience for him. Same thing for Dom, you know, the way it was for Dom because he's the one with the visual aesthetic of what he wants to portray concerning the film. You know,
Mhm.
we are just we're the ones telling the story, but Dom is the one with the eye. She's the one who knows what he wants to showcase.
Mhm.
So it wasn't so easy for him because um, I remember this one time when we were filming because we have how Lagos is that we have the island and the mainland. So the island is like the place for the bourgeois and like the rich people kind of thinking,
Mhm.
and the mainland is the place for working class, middle class people. So we stay on the mainland, where the power supply is shitty and the roads are bad and like everything is terrible. So we always go from the mainland to the island to skate. So there was this one time we were on the island filming, and you know, police is like there, and then there's this police guy who was like, if he catches Dom, he's gonna like take his camera and like mess him up, and like we were like so like fast that like before they could even think about like stopping to catch us or whatever, we've like gone and disappeared. I was the one
Ninjas.
yeah, I was the one who heard the police guys because in Lagos when you go to the island to film a project or a movie or anything with a camera, there are these guys that work for the local. They're like hoodlums, like touts. They're like really aggressive, and they're like in communities and things like that. They're like so rugged and so rough. They can like break a bottle and like stab you on the street, and nothing is going to happen. So they're called area boys or agberos in Lagos. So whenever you're filming on Lagos Island, you need to go with like a police escort or an army escort so that those guys won't come around because they can just come on your set and like break all your lights, break all your camera equipment, stab someone, kill someone, do something if you don't give them money or something like that. And I think the fact that like we were on skates and and most of us were black, were black people, and it was just dumb. People were a little bit skeptical on approaching us, where they were like, "Oh, like if we go, we don't know if they have a gun or things like that." So Dom was also a little bit worried because he's like the only white guy moving in like black space, and he's worried what can happen. Like his life is on the line, and he has to like, also trust me on the places we go to and the things we do. And they're
Mhm.
saying you don't bring out your camera at this point, you wait at this point, we have to run and dodge at this point. So
Wow.
many crazy things. It was such
Yeah.
a it was such a rough, like very rough and tough experience that like I think you need to have a really strong mind to like run that type of project. Like most people just think, oh, it's like just come and put your camera. It's like Dom had to put his life on the line to like film streets of Lagos. Beefy had to put his life on the line. Caleb had to put his life on the line. That's how it is when you're in Nigeria. It's like you're not sure of tomorrow. Like you might just like die today, because it's crazy. Anything can happen. So for them to like have that strength and faith and believe in the project that we wanted to do was just something not so many people have. And I think that's what carried us through the whole project. And I think that's why when people watch it, they can really feel the spirit behind it, you know, like
Wow.
there was so much was put into it.
Wow. That is crazy. That is some perspective. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perspective that I think a lot of people from the states and some Western, most of European countries and around the world wouldn't be able to understand or relate to on the filming basis on a day to day with skating. Were there any close run-ins? Were there any like close calls with anything?
Yeah. There was this one time we couldn't get a transportation back to the mainland, and me, Caleb, Be Free, Brave, who else again? Tosin, I guess. Okay, Jay too. Eventually started hanging out with us, and we flew a bike like a motorcycle one way on the highway back to the mainland. It was so insane. Like cars are coming fast paced this way, and the motorbike is like going that way because we couldn't get a bus back. And riding motorbikes was local motorbikes was illegal, so they had to like go one way so the police won't be able to like stop them or catch them, and they were driving really fast. Like after we stopped, the motorbike stopped us at the mainland. Like Dom was like, "Yo guys, are we alive? Did we make it? Like, are we good?"
Wait, motorbikes are illegal?
Wow.
Yeah, like it depends on the motorbikes. Like commercial motorbikes, commercial, like the ones whereby you carry someone on your motorbike and take him to a certain place and pay him a fee. It was banned by the Lagos state government as of that time. So anyone who's riding a motorbike, if you get caught riding a motorcycle like commercial and you get caught, they will arrest you because it was banned as of that time. So we couldn't find a bus back home. Normally you take a bus. We couldn't find a bus back home and it was late. And we found these two motorbike guys, and we're like, we just take the risk. And they just went one way with the cars. Like cars are coming and they're like, just going all through. It was just so insane. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish that was in the
Wow.
video. That sounds crazy.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Like, if Dom was filming that, like, he would be scared to film that. Definitely. He would just be like, "Let me just get safe in one piece, please." Like, it's like next level stuff.
Holy crap. Skating in Lagos sounds like it's like another world pretty much. And you've kind of talked about a lot of the struggles already. It sounds like just in general filming streets of Lagos. What other part of the struggles are there? There's like bad streets, you say. It's like hard to get around sometimes. Like how are finding street spots, skating different street spots? Like how is all that? Like what's the struggles in that part of skating?
Well, like when it comes to street skating, it's also very, very challenging because um, most of the places that have the best spots are like schools and you know offices and companies and hospitals and things like that. And due to how aggressive most of the freestyle rollerbladers in Nigeria are, and most of them do publicity skating, and they're like really rough and like where they can be really aggressive. It kind of like has created a certain image of rollerbladers in Nigeria. So like people don't like us. They don't like rollerbladers because of the people who have been doing it since the inception. Those guys I told you about that like jump through the ring of fire and like do those crazy things and sketch wildly. They've like we've had quite a number of like some of those kids from the ghetto like steal from people on skates and like probably like beat people up on skates and do some really nasty stuff that some people just kind of like have a bad impression about rollerbladers because they'll be like, oh, I was going out one day and one rollerblader met me and was asking me to give him my phone or give him my wallet or give him my money or something like that. So when they see you on rollerblades, they automatically just believe that, oh, you're going to rob them or you're going to do something crazy to them or steal whatever, because of the way those rollerbladers from the ghetto have been doing over time. So it really put a bad image on rollerblading out here. So whenever you go to some place, even if you speak nicely or talk nicely, they just label you bad, bad. We don't want. And they like bring out a gun and like point at you and tell you like they'll shoot you
Wow.
and things like that. Sometimes it could like grab you and like put you on handcuffs and label you a criminal. Like that's the end. Like
Wow.
so for me, basically, I'm always very careful choosing where I go to skate, and I'm always like you know like I don't know how to put it. Like be very very quick. Just do it and run. Basically, especially in some really high security areas where there's some stuff happening. So it's more like every day I go out to skate, I'm like, yo, I could get shot or I could get arrested or something can happen. So be it, whatever.